Call to order the council meeting for the 14th of June, 2022. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Yes, Mayor, a quorum is present for City Council, Successor Agency, Housing Authority, and Joint Powers Authority.
Okay, before we go to public comment, I have a proclamation for World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Whereas Inglewood seniors are valued and respected, contributing members of society, and one of our most valued sources of knowledge, real-world experiences, and enduring lessons from which we can learn and improve ourselves. And whereas seniors deserve to live safely and be treated with respect and dignity, fully engaged within the community that cares about them, and whereas the International Network for the Prevention of Elder Abuse, in support of the United States International Plan of Action, proclaimed June 15th a day to recognize the significance of elder abuse as both a public health and human rights issue. And whereas elder abuse is not limited to race, gender, culture, or circumstance, and regardless of whether the abuse is physical, emotional, or financial, it has significant impact on the lives of individual families. And whereas seniors are at risk of being abused and socially isolated, and ageism are contributing risk factors in our country, and whereas City of Inglewood recognizes the importance of taking action to create social change that prevents elder abuse and raises awareness through education of neighbors, friends, and family members about the rights of older adults, and whereas preventing abuse of older adults will help improve their quality of life and allow them to live independently and contribute to the vibrancy of our country for as long as possible. And whereas all residents of the City of Inglewood are urged to join this global movement to stop elder abuse, now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council members do hereby proclaim June 15th, 2022 as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, and encourage all of our residents to recognize and celebrate seniors and their ongoing contributions to the success and vitality of our city and country, presented this 14th day of June 2022. Now, public comments. Any person that wants to dial in for the open session, dial 888-251-2949 or 215-861-0694 using this specific access code, 732-1787#, then wait 3 seconds and press pound again. Operator, are there any callers?
As a reminder, please press pound 2 if you would like to make a comment. At this time, Mayor, there are no callers.
With that, we'll close public comment. Are there any speakers at the library lecture hall?
We have a speaker, Mayor.
All right, can we put them on screen?
Good evening. I would like to comment on agenda item that is the approval of the minutes by the city clerk. So my comment is in regards to the way our city clerk has been transcribing the minutes of the city council meetings. Upon reviewing the minutes that Aisha Thompson has submitted for approval, I discovered that she is not accurately articulating what is being said at these meetings. Specifically, she has failed to transcribe many of the comments that are made by Inglewood residents and on several occasions. This is a breach of Ms. Thompson's duties as city clerk, and I would like to personally ask her to transcribe the minutes accurately moving forward. Also, it is in the best interest of this legislative body to have the clerk's office revise any minutes that fail to reflect what was actually discussed and comments that were actually made at any of our past council meetings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just as a point of information, it's a minutes recording, it's not a stenographer. So they're notes which are meant to reflect the substance of the speaker's comments.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Okay, and with that, oh, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Mayor? Marvin McCoy.
We can't hear
sir,
you.
let me
We can't hear you, sir. Can you bend over a little closer to
Marvin
the mic?
McCoy, let me
Yeah.
pick up what she said, because what you said was a little bit too simple. The city clerk holds one of the most important parts of city government. Be very careful how you walk that fine line and say she just doesn't do anything. She has repeatedly violated my Bain rights.
Can't hear you.
You have. So be careful how you sit here and say the city clerk is just sending out mail and just happy-go-lucky and performances and dances. How dare you?
Is that you,
Speaking
Marvin?
speaking of elderly abuse, we have a city treasurer who's over 70 years old, who's being abused by the weight of this council. You are a coward, my friend. That's my time.
That was powerful. Okay, so with that, we'll close public comment. Item 1, CSA 1 and H1.
Warrant register.
Madam City Clerk.
Yes, Mayor. Council members, successor agency members, and housing authority members, Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Fogg. Mayor Chairman Buds, excuse me.
Aye. Madam Clerk, what's the next scheduled matter?
Yes, Mayor. The next scheduled matter is a public hearing to receive citizen comments on the citizen participation plan.
Has the notice of the hearing been given in the time, form, and manner as required by law? And do you have the affidavit on file?
Notice has been given and an affidavit is on file.
Have you received any communications?
No communications have been received.
Is there a staff report? Mr. Chavez, welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, and members of the public. Thank you for your time and attention. Yes, today we're here to conduct a public hearing to adopt a citizen participation plan and receive public input on the priority community needs and housing needs in preparation for the 2022 through 2027 consolidated plan and the fiscal year 2022 through 2023 annual action plan. I prepared a couple of slides so that we can guide us through the process somewhat. As mentioned earlier, we're going to be adopting a citizen participation plan that ensures residents and stakeholders have an equal opportunity to participate in the planning, implementation, and evaluation of the city's HUD programs and receive public comment on the priority needs for the development of the consolidated plan and the annual action plan. Every 5 years, CDBG recipients have to prepare a 5-year consolidated plan, and we're in that cycle where we need to prepare that consolidated plan. So here are some highlights. Funding. On May 13th, 2022, the city of Inglewood received its allocation for the year so that we can assess the city and the community needs. Another part is the consolidated plan. This is the 5-year plan that analyzes the housing, community needs, and economic development needs and establishes multi-year priorities and goals based on data and community-driven feedback. The annual action plan establishes first-year projects and desired outcomes based on available resources to address the priority needs and goals identified in a consolidated plan. The assessment of fair housing identifies impediments to fair housing and equal opportunity and develop a fair housing plan. Lastly, the community participation plan. The city must comply with its citizen participation plan in accordance with 24 CFR 91.105. So earlier we mentioned our budget for the 22-23 fiscal year. The city or CDBG program received just over $1.2 million in CDBG funding, and the little guide on the right displays how that funding will be broken out: public services, administration, and eligible activities. The next slide describes the home budget total, just under $900,000, and similar to the last slide, the breakout is on the right, broken out as administration, CHOTO funds, which are the Community Housing Development Organization funds, and eligible activities. And what you see here is a side-by-side comparison of last year's funding versus this year's funding. There is a slight decrease in the CDBG funding and a slight increase in the home funding. Other CDBG and home news: the city anticipates providing funding for more affordable rental housing opportunities or activities. The Minor Home Rehabilitation Program, very familiar, has been relaunched in May of '22, where the city allocates $15,000 towards, some repairs on moderate rehabilitation. The CDBG division received more than 38 completed surveys since the survey was available online beginning June 2nd of 2022 regarding the use of CDBG and home funding. The online survey is still available, so we encourage members of the public to please go online and submit your survey results. And lastly, we have a 30-day comment period that begins on June 26th through July 26th, and this is for the consolidated plan, the annual action plan, and the analysis of impediments to fair housing. The action plan schedule recommendation: the city must conduct a public hearing to review and comment on the following plans prior to submitting to HUD no less than 45 days before the city's fiscal year, which starts October 1st of '22. Next is the different plans which we described earlier: the consolidated plan, the annual action plan, and the analysis of impediments to fair housing. The public hearing is scheduled for Tuesday, July 26th, 2022 at 2 p.m. to approve and adopt the plans. Thank you very much. I'm available for any questions.
First, we'll take public comments. Operator, are there any callers?
No, Mayor, there are no callers.
Are there any public comments in the library?
We have one caller. One speaker, Mayor.
All right.
Good afternoon again. I first want to point out that the HUD income limits chart that's on page 4 actually reflects Los Angeles County, and it's not true to the actual income of Inglewood residents. Inglewood residents make substantially less than residents in LA County. If we adjust those figures to reflect the actual income of Inglewood residents, it will better inform the city staff and help staff make decisions that will positively impact our poorest residents when drafting the consolidated plan and the year 1 action plan. The community members who are in the biggest need right now are our youth. Due to the effects of the city's mandates regarding COVID-19, as well as the effects of the new stadiums who are operating with no viable exactions, many of our young people and their families are experiencing homelessness or housing insecurity. When the eviction moratorium expired, it gave landlords the right to begin unlawful detainer proceedings, even in bad faith and retaliatory situations. This is causing families with small children to be displaced. For this reason, I believe that the city should provide financial housing grants to Inglewood parents who have a child 18 and younger who is also attending an Inglewood Unified School District school. This grant can help families with rent, utilities, and other housing expenses. Landlords and utility companies will also benefit from this grant, and it would stimulate our local economy and boost the morale of our community as a whole. Further, requiring the children to be enrolled in an IUSD school is an incentive that can heighten enrollment in our public schools. I also think our city staff should imagine new ways to provide long-term housing options to families with minor children. If the city does not create ways so that some of these families can become homeowners in our community, they will be pushed out through gentrification. Many of Inglewood's housing codes are excessive and what I believe to be an overreach of government authority. Landlords should not be allowed to raise rent more than 3% every 12 months, and it should be enacted as a statute instead of having an expiration date. It is not in the interest of justice or the benefit of our residents to allow landlords to excessively raise rent while failing to make upgrades to the units they are charging more for. It is my recommendation that city staff intentionally include households with children aged 18 and under who are enrolled in an Inglewood Unified School District school when drafting this plan. All 4 districts should be considered giving first priority to families in the extremely low and very low income groups, despite the district they reside in. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a little side note, the rent control ordinance is a statute. Although it does have a sunset date, I anticipate that we will extend it at that time if circumstances require it. Also, by law, you cannot force someone to limit a rent increase below the CPI. So that's also statutorily governed. Just wanted to make sure that people understood that. Okay, so now, are there any council comments before we make a motion?
Nothing, Mayor, and I'm ready to move adoption.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Yes, Mayor. Council members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Falk.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. And once again, we have the lowest cap on rents in the state of California for rent control in Inglewood. Okay, so now we go to the consent calendar. Items 2 through 12.
So moved.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Falk.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. DR1.
Staff report recommending adoption of a resolution amending the budgeted positions in fiscal year 2021 through 2022 to include the addition of 4 full-time public safety dispatchers positions within the police department's communications section.
Move adoption.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Falk.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. DR2.
Staff report recommending approval of a
Generic.
generic, thank you, form non-disclosure agreement for the Inglewood Transit Connector project.
Move 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Falk.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. DR3.
Staff report recommending approval of a memorandum of agreement between the City of Inglewood and the City of Los Angeles Department of Airports to establish an escrow account to receive $8,666,000 for the Transportation Demand Management Program.
So moved.
Slight change. 861.
It's 8.8, Mayor?
It's 8.661. She said
That's
6.
8 million.
You said 666.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry,
it's
thank you.
8.666 million.
Oh, it's
okay.
not 8.661.
No, it's 8.661 million.
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
I was just correcting the last section.
The way she read it, you were
Yeah,
correct.
right.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'll move approval.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Falk.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. DR4.
Staff report recommending approval of a memorandum of understanding between the South Bay Cities Council of Government and the City of Inglewood regarding use of SBCCOG's allocated County of Los Angeles Innovation Grant funds to implement the city's homeless coordinator project.
Move 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Falk.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. SPH1.
Staff report requesting that a public hearing be set to consider an ordinance approving zoning code amendment 2021 through 003 to amend Articles 1, 7, 10, 10.2, 10.3, 10.3.1, 10.4, 10.5, 10.5.1, 10.6, 10.7, 10.8, 11.1, and 19 of Chapter 12 of the Inglewood Municipal Code to establish regulations for hookah lounges.
Set the public hearing for June 28th, 2022 at 2 p.m. SPH2.
Yes, Mayor. Staff report recommending that a public hearing be set to consider the following. One, an ordinance amending Inglewood Municipal Code, Chapter 8, Businesses, Trades, and Professions, and 12, including zoning code amendment 2018 through 01-01, to establish short-term rental regulations, and 2, adopt a resolution to establish short-term rental registration fees.
We'll set the public hearing for June 28th, 2022 at 2 p.m. A1.
Thank you, Mayor. We have 3 closed session items. The first one was Words versus City of Inglewood, LA Superior Court Case Number 20-STCV 35652. As to that matter, discussion was held and direction given to staff. CS2 is Deanna Reed, which is a claim for damages. The date of loss is March 4th, 2021. As to that, a status on the claim was provided, direction given to staff. As to CS3 was a closed session regarding the negotiation between the IPOA and Inglewood Police Management Association, the IPMA. As to that matter, discussion was held, no further action taken.
And A2,
And thank you, Mayor. As to A2, there's no reports from the City Attorney's Office.
CM1,
Mr. Mayor, there are no reports from the City Manager's Office.
CC1.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I want to start off by saying Inglewood is on the map. I attended the International Institute of Municipal Clerks in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, about 2 weeks ago. And boy, when I stood up to be introduced, and there are only a few elected city clerks within our nation, as soon as I said I'm here from the city of Inglewood, they were so just awed. I mean, Inglewood is really doing great things. They reminded me of the Super Bowl being held here, and we have the Clippers coming to Inglewood, the Rams and the Chargers. So great job to this council, mayor, because we are definitely on the map. Also, I just want to say that, I went and I represented pretty well because I won for being most notarized at our Jean and Diamond Gala. So that was really fun.
Most what did you win?
Notarized.
Most
Notarized.
notarized.
Like, I walked in the room and they said, "Oh, check her out."
Duly
Most
noted.
noted.
Okay, all right. Go.
Okay.
So fancy.
Then-
Azalea.
Okay. Then I wanted to congratulate Councilman Morales on his event this past weekend. It was fantastic. I mean, it was I was excited, so excited. I think I've changed my parks to Ash Park now. My son and I went yesterday to play basketball with my son, and that's a very nice park, and the event was very, very nice. Very nice, very nice. And the volunteers that were there too, Councilman, were very nice, and it was just very nice.
Thank you very
Great,
much.
great job. Then I would like to talk about the councilwoman and myself. We are excited. We're gearing up for Saturday for the Women's Rock Empowerment Summit. We have some great things happening on this day, and so, all I can do is encourage our women. We still have a few seats available, not a lot. Capacity is almost max, so if you have not registered, please go to Eventbrite Women Rock Empowerment Summit and register there. We're going to keep it open, I believe, until Friday morning. So you guys have until then to register. Also would like to wish everyone a happy Juneteenth. We know that Juneteenth represents and celebrates the end of slavery here in the United States. So, happy Juneteenth to us. And then last but not least, Father's Day is on Sunday as well. And so I would like to wish all of our fathers a happy Father's Day, knowing that our dads are the true heroes. Thank you, Mayor. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you so much. Okay, the successor agency is in session, CSA 2.
Okay. CC2, Mayor, can we go back to council and then we can move?
Oh, okay, CC 2.
Yes, sir. Monthly Treasurers Report for the months ending March 31st, 2022 and April 30th, 2022.
Receive and file, CSA 2.
Yes, Mayor. Approval of the minutes of the meetings held on May 3rd, 2022, May 10th, and May 10th, 2022.
Move approval.
Yeah,
Second.
move approval.
Madam City Clerk.
Successor agency members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Fogg.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye, CSA 3.
Monthly Treasurers Report for the month ending March 31st, 2022, and April 30th, 2022.
Receive and file. Adjourn the successor agency. The Housing Authority is in session. H2.
Approval of the minutes of the meetings held on May 3rd, 2022, and May 10th, 2022.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Housing Authority members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Falk.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye. H3.
Monthly Treasurers Report for the month ending March 31st, 2022, and April 30th, 2022.
Receive and file. Adjourn the Housing Authority. The JPA is in session. JPA 1.
Monthly Treasurers Report for the months ending March 31st, 2022, and April 30th, 2022.
Receive and file. Adjourn the Joint Powers Authority. There are no appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. We're at public comment. Any persons wishing to address City Council on any matter connected with city business not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time. Are there any callers?
No, Mayor, there are no callers.
Okay, we'll go to the library lecture hall. Are there any speakers at the lecture hall?
We have a speaker, Mayor.
Please come forward.
Greetings, City Council. Great city of Inglewood. I'm so thankful for all the things that you do. I'm still curious to understand the mask policy, mandatory mask in the library, which I thought this was a part of, but no one has on mask here. Could you please explain the difference?
Okay, are there any other public speakers?
We have another speaker, Mayor.
All right.
My name is Fredricia Dixon, and I filed a public records request with the city clerk on May 10th, 2022. 35 days have passed, and I still have not been given the contents of my request. I want to direct to your attention the California Public Records Act, Section 6253, where it states in part that public records are open to inspection at all times during the office hours of the state or local agency, and every person has a right to inspect any public record. It further states, each agency, upon request for a copy of record, shall, within 10 days from receipt of the request, determine whether the request in whole or in part seeks copies of disclosable public information in the possession of the agency, and shall promptly notify the person making the request of the determination and the reason therefor. In unusual circumstances, the time limit prescribed in this section may be extended by written notice by the head of the agency or their designee to the person making the request, setting forth the reasons for the
Thank you,
extension
Ms. Dixon.
and the date.
You're
Almost finished.
you're at
On
time.
which a determination
You're at
is
time, and
expected.
we can read the rest of it later. Okay. Are there any other speakers? Okay, with that, we'll close public comment at the library. Now we go to council comments. Councilman Dotson, District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to take us back a little bit to like Memorial Day. It was a wonderful program, and we had some great speakers, including the mayor. I want to ask you to put this on your calendar for next year. Come out and join us. This is a very important day. The people who we celebrate gave the ultimate sacrifice so we could live the way we do. So I'm asking you, next year, please put it on your calendar, come out and join us.
Pretty good.
I can't say no more about Councilman Morales' picnic. She took, that's the only thing about following her. She took all of that. But Councilman Morales, I got to tell you, I enjoyed myself.
Thank you.
And I got a chance to talk to a whole lot of people who were enjoying themselves. So my congratulations to you for a wonderful event. And I also want to talk about the graduation I was able to attend for the young kids coming out of, they're not in grade school yet. They're in preschool. And I'm telling you, look at this picture. These kids was really something. And I wish them the best of everything. I hope that they will remember this day and know that you've got to go a lot further. So anyway, that's my comments. Thank you so very much. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Councilman Dotson. District 2, Councilman Alex Padilla.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I also want to give a huge kudos to Councilmember Morales. His family day at the park was, again, a huge success. All the families that were there he had so many booths and so much entertainment and food and everything. So I know, Eloy, that's a lot of work. So kudos to you and to Jaime and to all your staff to help put that together, because that certainly was a huge success. I want to go on to the Inglewood Unified School District graduation. We had an opportunity, us here on the dais, of attending the IUSD graduation. It was held over here at the Kia Forum. So I want to congratulate all the graduates from the different high schools and wish them nothing but success in their future endeavors. And again, congratulations to our county administrator, Erica Torres, for the school year being the success that it was. We also had a chance to attend the early learners preschool graduation over at the Veterans Building at Vincent Park. I want to congratulate all the little ones. They were so cute up there. They did performances. They even did the introduction in Spanish, which I thought was very well done. So kudos to little Tyson, who did that presentation. And a congratulations to the preschool staff for what they do to help our young learners be the little youngsters, the little men and women that they look so proud up on that stage. It was just amazing, just so much fun. And congratulations to those parents that came out to celebrate. This is, it's funny, folks say, they did a graduation like that for preschoolers. You know what? This needs to be done. We need to continue to motivate our young children and continue to let them understand the importance of education. And this ceremony was a big part of that. So our Parks and Rec staff, thank you, Sabrina, your staff, for putting that all together. We're always talking about, like, let's say the Forum, right, for concerts. But there's another concert place here in the city, as we would say, the beautiful city of Inglewood, and that's the Miracle Theater. So the Miracle Theater, my wife and I have had the opportunity the last few months to go to several concerts that are held at the Miracle Theater right here on Market Street. The owner, Owen Smith, is bringing in some great entertainment. 2 weeks ago, we went to go see a Marvin Gaye tribute, and that was off the charts. So I just want to thank Owen and his wife for putting together these concerts. As you know, the Miracle Theater was built in 1937, and when it was open as the Ritz Theater. And so here we are, 2022, and it's still going strong. So kudos to them. Please look at Miracle Theater and see all the upcoming events that are coming to the Miracle Theater. My picnic in the park, my District 2 chili cook-off, save the date. We've just confirmed it's going to be on Saturday, August 13th. A big change. It's going to start at 4 p.m., not 11, so that we can go into the evening and then kick off movies in the park with our Parks and Recs folks. So the chili cook-off, the picnic, and then into movies in the park. Anybody that wants to enter the chili cook-off, please contact my office, 310-412-8600. 20201. With that, everybody enjoy your Juneteenth celebration and also enjoy your Father's Day, Dia de los Padres, this coming Sunday. Thank you.
You know, they stopped putting the time up for you. They just flashed.
No,
the
but you
zeros.
kept kicking me underneath like, come on. My left leg is numb.
Okay, Councilwoman Dion Falk, District 4.
Thank you, Mayor. So I think a lot of my colleagues have commented on a lot of items, so I won't go too much into it, but I do want to give a big congratulations to Dr. Torres for wonderful graduation ceremonies for Inglewood Unified School District, and we attended them. There were three, like Council Member Alex said, and they were really nice, and those graduates were so excited. They have bright futures ahead of them. Dr. Torres is doing a wonderful job with them. So just really excited. Kudos for IUSD for a job well done. And then also I want to give a kudos to my colleague here, Eloy, Family Day at the Park. It was amazing. Great job to him and his assistant, Jaime. Like everybody else said, it was a really good job, well done. And at the end of the day, the kids had an amazing time. And that's really what matters. So thank you for that. And thank you for allowing us to all join in on that day. And then lastly, I want to remind everyone, we have our big event, our city clerk, Aisha Thompson and myself, and our assistants, Angela, Lori. We've all been working really hard on this event, and we're very excited about it. This is our inaugural event. We're going to have our mayor there. He's bringing greetings. We're having my colleagues come, and they're bringing greetings. And it's just going to be an amazing event. I just really hope that that all of our women here in the city of Inglewood attend if they can, because we're really trying to set a tone where there's an empowerment movement here in Inglewood for women, and that their voices are heard and they know that they're supported here at our city government by our mayor, council members, city clerk, myself. So it's going to be a fabulous event. Looking forward to seeing you, 9 a.m. this Saturday. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, Councilman Morales, District 3.
Thank you. Before I get to thanking everybody for my event, I do want to point out that Memorial Day continues to be, something that's special here from the city of Inglewood. Thank you to Sabrina and her crew, Teresa, who always continue to put it on. I know it's not always packed, but I'll tell you, the people that show up always show up to that one. So I think it's great. The graduations, everything from high school to the preschool early learners graduations, it's so important. What I started to notice this year is how much they help to build community and how much it means to just the families. We all go through it as children, then as parents, and it's an amazing thing where I don't recall, the mayor showing up or council people showing up to like my sixth grade, eighth grade, kindergarten stuff, and I just think that's nice. That's nice that we get to go. It's nice we're invited, and it's nice the welcome we get. So I just wanted to point that out, that it's part of who we are as a community. Now, in regards to my event, thank you so much to everybody. Start with Parks and Rec, which is Sabrina and Teresa, who do a great deal for us. I want to thank Jaime, who I'm always joking with him that I don't know what he does all day, but he does a great job of putting it all together. There he is right there. And it does take a lot of work, like was said, and I'm sure that he was stressed out all day and me calling him all the time. But we did it, and the good thing is that, the park is being celebrated. About 4 years ago, we reopened it, and it was a $1.6 million investment. And I can't tell you how much the community appreciates that park. It's a warm environment, and it's a nice place. And it just, folks that live across the street, they love looking out of their window. That's what they kept telling me. Now that there's no fence, they just love looking out of their window. So none of it can be done without the families showing up and just kind of being sincerely enjoying the day. So I appreciate all my sponsors. The DJ was a parent from Oak Street School. Lively music is fun, and I'll tell you that the volunteers make it easy. I had a good number of volunteers that help make everything run smooth. Everything from community residents, parents, friends, the U.S. vets who are in my district out there were also out there helping me. And of course, my sons, my family who was out there. You know, I keep looking at that splash pad, and I'll tell you, I can't believe something so simple makes everybody so happy. You know what I mean? Like that. And by the way, you know, there was talk about how, we're wasting water. Well, I got to say, no, that's actually recycled water. We have I think it's 10,000 gallons underneath that keeps recycling over and over, is circulating. So I got to say that because we were asked about that. So that's even better. So I look forward to them enjoying that all summer long. And finally, my colleagues here, we're all elected. There's a ton of things to go to on the weekends, but somehow we still find a way to support each other. And I am very grateful for that. Oh, shout out to the baseball league who brought out a bunch of kids as well. Oh, the 3-on-3 tournament, repeat champions. They call themselves the Ashwood Legends, which is really one guy that plays there all the time who has some friends that are really good, and he makes sure they're on his team every year. That's the big joke they say. So anyway, but it is a blast. It is a blast. And so thank you very much, and hopefully, it continues to be successful. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, I wanted to, on behalf of Parks and Rec in the city, ask everybody that's viewing this to join us in support of World Elder Abuse Awareness Day by wearing purple tomorrow on June 15th. I also wanted to make a correction when I was speaking about our rent control ordinance that the speaker mistakenly didn't think was a statute. We actually have made it permanent back in May, so it is permanent. I got to tell you something. The graduations were held at the Forum, the Kia Forum, this year as opposed to the YouTube Theater as they were done last year, and I think it was more of an intimate and warmer setting in the Forum. And I want to congratulate the school board members and Dr. Torres. And then, but the killer was the graduation for the kids over at the Veterans Building. And that handsome guy is Tyson. He's Artie Field's son. And the pride of those parents, it just, you couldn't believe it. And transitioning into parental pride to community pride, I was a policeman here from 72 to 91. And when Ash Park was constructed, it was constructed with a fence around it because of the gang problems that we had in the city. And so when I come back 30 years later, Eloy said, we need to redo the park. And we did. I thought it was 1.5, so it was 1.6 million. And that is one of the most beautiful parks in the city, but the event has so much life to it. It just represents what the whole new Inglewood is about. Yeah. Safer, cleaner,
Diverse.
Definitely diverse, and full of life. So congratulations again, Eloy. And with that, we're adjourned.
Thanks,
Thank you.